All right guys, my name is Jason and today we're gonna get right into it. Today's video, I'm gonna show you how to build a portable chicken coop in one day because we have 40 Cornish cross chickens in our brooder. They are almost 3 weeks old and they need to get on grass now. The more chickens that you get, because we can't just have like two, it's good to have a chicken coop that's strictly for emergencies. You might have a sick chicken and you need to separate it from the flock. You might need to introduce a chicken or chickens to the old chickens, and a good way of doing that is putting them in one of these chicken coops and then just putting them near them so that way they kind of get used to each other. Another reason why to have an emergency chicken coop is just, in case you get 40 Cornish cross chickens and you have nowhere to put them. It happens. I ripped some 2x4s in half, which made these 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches square. Here is my material already pre-cut. Here are my side walls. Here are my two ends. This portable chicken coop, I also have plans for, and you can find that on our website at sowtheland.com. In our previous property, I used these chicken coops for our meat chickens. When we sold the property, I left them with the new owners. Now I kind of regret doing that because we need them again. This hardware cloth was 75% off from my local Lowe's last year. Regular $12 roll right here. On sale for $5. And I bought them all out, and I'm seeing the value in that now. All right, so this is kind of like Christmas here. I don't have no idea what I'm gonna do with all this cloth, but man, I'm gonna be set up probably a few years with all this hardware cloth. Depends how many chicken tractors I make. Back then, last year, I was like, well, I'm not really building anything right now, but I'm gonna buy it just in case. Well, here we are. We've made it to just in case. When you're making a chicken coop, the less cuts, the better, and will make you faster. All right, we're almost done with this. We are gonna do something a little bit different than what I drew the plans with and what I originally built. This is a little bit bigger, but I'm also gonna add wheels. Something simple, just because I do have a pair of wheels just laying around. I'm using some scrap roofing material that my neighbor gave me. Before I screw everything down, I make sure it's where I want it to be, and if I need to move it or cut excess pieces off. I want the edge here to land pretty much between the wood here because I don't want it to hang off, just in case if we rub up against it, it won't cut us. Even if it's scrap wood or used material, that should not give me an excuse for making something not pretty. So I've heard chickens do not care what their coop looks like. No, they probably don't. But I do. And I have to see this thing. I have to look at this thing every single day of my entire life. Think about that. Think about that. So I want it to look nice. I want it to look pretty. I need to make a handle for this movable coop. So I'm gonna use a conduit bender and 3/4 inch EMT conduit. You can find this in the electrical section at your favorite hardware store. Using a pipe bender does take practice. There's an arrow right there. You want to match the arrow to where the line you want to bend it on. Like I said, this takes a ton of practice. And that's it, the one-day chicken coop build. So easy to move with the wheels. I mean, this thing is super light to begin with without the wheels, but you know, if you have to move it a fairly long distance, the wheels are the ticket. I'm kind of liking the handle. I mean, time will only tell how it will turn out. First time using conduit as a handle. We're gonna prop it up, maybe using a 2x4 or a stick to prop it up like this. And then we're gonna take these off when it's not in motion. Monsters, man, let me tell you. These guys are growing fast and big, and they are hungry. Chickens are almost 3 weeks old.
Oh, they want to fly.
Our goose got big. Look at him. Her. This is going to be our backup chicken tractor, a backup portable chicken coop when we need it, because I think it's just good to have. Then I gotta build a portable turkey coop. So yeah, guys, you know, as we grow here on our homestead, we still are making that transition of a 1.5 acre homestead to a 14-acre homestead. You know, growing more animals now, so we're kind of in that weird transition phase of wanting or getting more chickens and more animals, but also creating larger homes for them or more of them. It's hard to believe that just in 5 weeks, these Cornish cross chickens will be about 6 pounds and be put in our freezer. As much as I love the Red Ranger birds, you cannot beat the 8-week turnaround time on a Cornish cross. So we like to alternate throughout the year between the Red Rangers and the Cornish crosses. I like the Red Rangers a lot because I like the way they look and they look more pretty. But when it comes down to it, it really doesn't matter. I mean, they're both chicken. Now that the chickens are taken care of, I need to make another one for our turkey. In the summer, when it's hotter, we'll do 2 weeks in the brooder and then 2 weeks out on grass in these little chicken tractors, and then move them out to the big chicken coops, movable chicken coops, out on grass after that. If this was early spring and it was colder, we would definitely leave them in the brooders for about 4 weeks and then move them directly to the bigger chicken tractors. On this chicken coop, I'm installing the chick lift. I'll leave a link down to this down in the show notes, but this is a good option. It's super durable, it's easy to install. And you can lift up this coop with one push of your foot. Excuse me, Zeke. Just passing through. The turkeys and this one goose are not going to be living in this full time. This is just temporary, and maybe for a couple more weeks until I build them their permanent chicken coop, which is going to be movable. But they're getting bigger and we need to move them out on grass. I only had the heat lamp on them for about 1 week. We lost about half these turkeys in the last 3 weeks. But these turkeys seem to be doing really good. They look healthy. We have about 7 of them now. Plus our goose is looking good too. All right, Beck. It's okay. Going to your babies. Your babies are waiting. Your turkey babies.
All right, guys. No fighting. No fighting over this.
There we go. So I think they're having trouble having babies. Zeke's all for it, but Elvira, she's not having it. So I don't know what's going on. We still have them in here. I must say though, our grass is looking a lot better than what it did. I mean, we just keep on mowing it and running the animals on it, and it looks good, man. Like right here where we had the chickens, it's very green. A lot of green spots. This whole area right here. Been running all these egg layers and their meat chickens and the cows. We're slowly making our way out towards the barn and where we're gonna butcher these guys.
We're watering the garden and we found a tick.
Ooh.
On one of the tags, and he was like waving his arms at us.
We got tomatoes growing, look at that. We got some peppers here too.
Everything is growing, everything's popping up.
I think every evening I said, hey, I'm gonna go to bed early today. It never happens. Next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm still editing video. So, you know, again, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go to bed early, but